investors, whatever the case may be. These condos are investment condos. They are created to yield you returns. They are guaranteeing you a return. In this particular case, for capital hall condos, you're getting returns up to 16 to 17% return on your investment. And Charles is just going to delve a little bit more into the return aspect as well. So your clients can take advantage of that. They ask you, what's a good place for me to get good rental income? If you were to buy a house today, what is the average price in terms of whether it's Brampton, whether it's Mississauga? Brampton, maybe you could buy something around $350,000, $400,000. In a Toronto condo, a one-bedroom is virtually around $300,000 to $400,000. Look at the down payment you're going towards. You think you'll get the same return? In this particular case, you can put $300,000 down towards a two-bedroom, two-washroom, which is giving you $2,200 a month. That is $2,200 a month. In Toronto, $300,000 towards one condo, you're looking between $1,500 to $1,600. That's right. So look at the difference between the price. And let's talk a little bit about university. I want everybody to understand the concept of universities because it is so important. Most of you have kids, some of you have kids, some of you may not have kids. Some of your kids may be small, some of your kids may be older, some of your kids may be potentially going to university. I remember when I was going to university, my parents, we were out looking for homes. We were out looking for rental places. I looked at houses where there were 5, 6 bedrooms. I had to pay $700, $800, maybe $600 a month of kids just crammed in using one kitchen, 4 people sharing one washroom. So you have to consider from that aspect. You think tomorrow the university is going to close its in a good economy, people, in a bad economy, people go to school and they rent. That's what you have to understand. The demand for it is so high that it'll always be there. If not, it'll continue to soar. Please,
it's like this microclimate, right? It's like you're in this pocket with a captive audience where there's always this demand. So as a capital appreciation happens, let's be very conservative, right? Let's say it's only inflation, right? Let's say it's only 1% per year, 2% per year that it goes up on a yearly basis. So Ron,
question. You're saying that there is simultaneously 2 buildings side by side. One will be rental, one will be occupied by the owner.
correct.
What are the chances when the rental developer is going for the rental because they are going to make the money? What about the other people, those who are buying this one? They may not be in a position to rent that one.
Now, they're not creating competition, if that's what you're thinking. That's what we thought initially as well when we got the information. We thought, why would the developer put up a second building?
Exactly.
But actually what they're doing is they're creating a hub for the students. The second building that's owned by Ashcroft Homes is occupying 3 and 4 bedroom units. Our building is going to have studios and 2 bedrooms. That's it. So essentially, a group of students may come in that want to occupy 5 students in one condo, or you can have split assets and go into a 1 bedroom
competition.
well, it's actually the other way around. They're actually investing alongside you, and they're making or alongside your clients. And people might be like, well, how do we know this is a real concept? Well, the developer's making an $80 million investment into it. So, and you know, they wouldn't want to make an $80 million investment if they're building a building next door that they think is going to compete against them, right? Because the same way that their building could compete against the other building could compete against them, right?
No, individual tenant will be compared to, or with the, other, those who are just making the building and they, the management company, they know that how to just rent that one. For individual, it will be hard to rent that one.
So the developer's building.
Yeah.
So first of all, he's putting his money where his mouth is. He's investing in this concept himself. Second of all, that building is occupying, it's already been built, it's already capped off. So it's occupying first, which means that it's going to be setting the market rents.
Spring of 2016, they'll be occupied. They've already been started. They started their filtration process. They're getting students' applications in already for their leases.
They're setting the rents, which is good because there's no other product like this. Like this purpose-built student product isn't a rent. The closest thing that you have to it is first-year residences. First-year residences, you have a dorm room. Maybe there's 2 beds, 2 single beds in each one. We share a kitchen. If you're lucky, probably sharing bathrooms with the whole floor. This is very different. This is very private. So, and what they've done is they've optimized the suite mixes between the 2 buildings. So one of the buildings that the developer owns is 4 bedrooms and some 3 bedrooms. The one that's available to own for individual investors is single bedroom and 2 bedrooms. Very different markets. And they would sell those 4 bedroom ones, but that's going to be a 500,000, like they're over 1,000 square feet.
It doesn't make sense.
These ones here are much smaller. They're much easier to acquire.
How far is the Brooklyn from the university?
It's 4 minutes, which is the beauty of it, because the average commute time to Carleton for students is 25 minutes. That's what makes this the best university to be investing in Canada for these purposes. And we've done a number of these projects. We did University of Toronto, Starbuck Campus, Academy Condos. We've worked with the Reichmans on the Queen's University project as well. And we learn a lot about this. These buildings tend to lease in advance. Like the developers that we're working with at the Queen's project, they get 6 applications for every 1 suite that they have. So they get to pick the person that they want to deal with. We're talking to parents whose kids are going to Queen's, and they're also investing in this project, and they're saying, my child got accepted to a varsity properties, which is the same concept. My child got accepted, as if they're telling me their child got accepted to Queen's. Like this is the type of lifestyle that parents wish their students or their children could live in, because they can focus on their work. You can't focus on your work if you're in a 6-bedroom house. I mean, you can, but you're not going to be doing your doctor's program, or you're not going to be studying to be a lawyer. You're going to want to move out and get your own apartment. The only option is Capitol Hall, 4-minute commute to school. And because Carleton is essentially an island, it's a peninsula really. There is some connection to land, but you're even a further walk. Even if you're on the edge there, you're about a 15-minute walk to the center of campus. And if you drive to school, you're a 15-minute walk from the parking lot to get to the center of campus. Now there's a subway station right in the middle of campus, which goes under the lake because it's surrounded by water, and it goes right to our building here. So 2-minute walk, 2-minute subway ride, brand new subways. Every student, as part of their tuition, gets a subway pass, included in their tuition. So people that go to Carleton are expected to take this subway. And it's a direct link to the school. And now, in Ottawa, they're getting a line that goes right across the top of the city. That's going to link the downtown Parliament, University of Ottawa, which also has 50,000 students. And by the way, there's currently a residence that just got built. It's a hotel. So this investor bought this hotel, they're retrofitting it for purpose student-built rentals, and they're owning it for themselves. Again, it's a pension fund, right? And so they own it, they retrofit the building. It just opened for leasing in September. But if you build one of these buildings and you want to have it fully leased, you're much better not to open it in September, but to open it in April. Because the parents, the students they're gonna want to shop before the school year starts. These people opened it after the window of opportunity. They missed their window of opportunity. This building's still under construction. It's a hotel retrofit with low walls dividing the private space and single beds, but it's still the best thing that people have seen. The rents are extremely high, and it's already 80% lease. It's called 111. Everything's called 111, and we've got the comparables for 111 here, right here. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this short video that we have. The developer put this together. Just outline exactly what he's talking about. It'll give you a little bit of a clearer idea of what's going on.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
now, since it's a university studios, how the HST rebate is going to come in? So say, for example, because this is mostly by the investors, so there will be HST rebate, the builder is going to take it.
Right.
So how, as an investor, I can get that?
So just like with any new home, if you live in it yourself, HST, the rebate is taken care of for you. So, but if you own a condominium, if you purchase a condominium, if you invest in a condominium, the 5% is already built into the price. 8% you pay on closing, and you apply to the CRA to get the rebate. You get the rebate in about 1 month.
So sorry, so basically we put 5% down.
5% is already included in the total investment amount. So if it's a $300,000 condo, and that's what it shows on your feature sheet here, 5% is already included on that. And it says right on the agreement.
You're just the amount, right?
It's the HST, right?
So say, for example, the value is 100,000. HST you're looking at is 13K, and do we have to go to the lawyer, or it's directly we can apply and get it?
So it's up to you. It's 3 pages. The rental rebate application is 3 pages long, and on closing, basically you pay the 8% of the 13%, and then you get it back about a month later from the CRA. And your lawyer who's doing your closing can send it in for you. Mine did it for free. I just did one last month. Sometimes they charge you $250.
So as an investor, you get 8% back from
the CRA. So you have to be ready. Like you can tell your clients, you say, look, HST is included, but you need to pay 8% of it on closing, and then you get it back from the government about a month later. And it says it right on the agreement. When you sign it, there's a place for your class to initial as well. It says, look, HST is included in the purchase price, but you have to come up with 8% of that amount on closing, and then you get it back from the government.
Yeah, under 450,000, you're entitled to claim up to $30,000 back.
And everything at this project, even the biggest 2 bedrooms, are below 350,000.
So you do fall in that category.
The second question is, you have mentioned, under incentive for cap developer leases, what's the name of?
I'll have to check with my team.
What was the questions around?
Cap levies?
It says cap levy,
So levies are capped at 3,900 for 2 bedrooms and 2,900 for studios and 1-bedroom plus den.
Which is like 25% of Toronto.
sorry, it's 3900 for 2 bedroom.
It's a cap.
2,900 for 1-bedroom plus den and studios, they're capped.
That's one of the other nice things about investing is in this project is that the development levies are significantly lower than Toronto. And Marc and Brandon.
Though we don't have to say, but still we have 10 days there, right?
That's right, 10 calendar days. Yeah.
Sir, you have a question?
Yeah, just want to ask that HST thing, nothing related to that. Is it 5% and 8% is just for condominiums or?
Well, in this case, it is because they are offering you a rental guarantee. So you will be reaping in the benefit of the cash flow and taking advantage of the offer that they're giving you. So a portion, as you mentioned, a portion of it will be built in, and then you're entitled to pay the 8% on occupancy. Exactly, just in this case.
Townhomes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. pretty cool.
Now, Ron and I actually had an opportunity to go to Ottawa many times. We went 4 or 5 times, and the first time we actually went to the site of the first building. We walked from the lobby to the LRT station. It took us approximately 2 minutes. From the LRT train, it took us approximately 3 minutes to get to the center of the campus. These are not fabricated numbers, they are real, we experienced it, and this is an everyday practice that the students are exercising right now. As you mentioned, there is no other way to get in or out other than walking, which is about 25 minutes. So here's a quick short video. It's going to outline pretty much what we've gone over, and it'll really give you a visual idea of what we were talking about.
Carleton University, Ottawa. Enrollment, 27,832 students. Student housing, just 3,600 beds on campus. That's a 24,000 bed shortfall. And with 18% growth over the past decade, that shortfall increases by 500 additional beds every single year. That's a problem that is close to crisis level, because Carleton's setting, surrounded by water and parkland, means students living off campus have, on average, a 25-minute commute. Today, there is an urgent need for high-quality student housing close to Carleton, a need that the market has not properly met until now. Presenting Capitol Hall, student condos in Canada's capital, set in vibrant Little Italy, a 2-minute walk from the subway, and a 2-minute subway ride from campus because of the new $2 billion subway expansion. It's turnkey ownership, fully furnished, ready to rent, with a 3-year lease back, fully managed by RV. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to purchase secure real estate with positive cash flow from year 1. It's an intelligent investment. This is Capitol Hall, an advanced class of opportunity. Register today at capitolhallcondos.com.
So everyone here can use that video.
Yeah. Now, you had a great question earlier, and it's a great concern. A lot of people have the same question. Why would the developer have a building next door? You know, they're taking away our interest. Now, OnB Students is actually owned by the developer. Now, that is the property management company that's going to be managing both buildings. As Charles mentioned, their interest is to keep the standard high. So they are going to assist you by finding you the students, helping keep the standard high by, you know, not having the rents fluctuate. Again, the first building is going to have 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms. Ours has studios, so it creates a hub, and that's what students are living for. Ron and I experiencing that going to school. You know, at the beginning stages of your educational career, you want to live with your friends. You want to have that excitement of having 4 or 5 people together. Now they can go to building 1. Then when you get to your undergraduate, or you're doing your MBA or your master's, whatever you're doing, you know, post, you want to live on your own or with 1 person, have your privacy. That's what they've created, 1 big hub.
And to add on to the OnB student concept as well. Again, I mentioned a little bit earlier on that you get 3 years free property cleaning as well. As once a month, they schedule a cleaning service, and they go in and they basically clean your unit for you. Now, it's a great aspect as well because eyes are always on the unit. They're always checking to see how the tenants are. You know, there's always 2 set of eyes there as well.
Yeah.
So that's a great advantage of having that.
It's not just the common elements, they actually physically go into the unit. Now, we're not talking they're going to mop the floors and go the whole 9 yards. They're going to do your basic cleaning, but once a month they will go in. Now, the point is not about taking advantage of them cleaning your unit for you, as Ron mentioned. It's about them going in, getting eyes, seeing what the students are doing. If they're damaging the walls, you can physically pick up the phone, call into On-Beat Students, again, that is owned by the developer, and just say, hey, what's going on in my unit? And they'll give you a response. They're okay, your unit's fine, or maybe you should step in and see.
Let's say, sorry to jump in again. Let's say if you were to buy this investment today, what are the couple of things that you look for? The idea is they've set everything up for you. They've set the tenant up for you. They've set the management for you. Because how often are you going to go back and forth to Ottawa depending on the situation? You have the property management company there. And on top of everything, they've also included the furniture, the beds, the mattresses, the TVs, the sofas, the study tables, granite countertops.
You're saying 3 years rental guarantee.
Yes.
Whether it's a rental guarantee, they will pay or they will find out the tenant for us.
Great question. So whether your unit is vacant, whether they rent it for a higher amount or a lower amount, the designated amount that has that is on your agreement for your lease for the 36-month term, you are guaranteed that.
Okay. What will be that amount?
There's different amounts for the various units. There's studios, 1+10s, and 2 bedrooms, so they all have different amounts. That's outlined in your
If
package.
you look at this page here, you can see the lease back amount on the right-hand side.
Two bedroom.
What's the amount over there?
One washroom or two?
2 bedroom.
2 bedrooms,
One bedroom,
washroom,
one bath.
1,700. 2 bedroom, 2 washroom is over 2,000. It's either 2,050, 2,125.
That will be rented for 3 years. That's right.
Absolutely, 3 years.
Now this is actually very conservative. This is actually currently being achieved in the market by that other student rental apartment that I mentioned. The rates 111. These are today's rates that are currently being achieved for this similar type of product, but that's not as nice.
It's inevitable that the rental value
was investing the money that he's having in his mind that, okay, for 3 years, I'm going to get certain amount, exactly $2,000
guaranteed.
So you can just put, okay.
Absolutely.
Now, just to elaborate a little bit on what Charles was saying, that these are based on today's rates. If you go to Ottawa right now and you try and rent your child or your sibling a unit to stay in, you will get very close pricing. Now, you're talking about 2 years of construction and then 3 years of a guarantee. So 5 years from now is when you have to start thinking about, hey, am I going to acquire a property management, which they will offer, we highly recommend. Am I going to rent it out myself now? And you've had now 5 years of capital appreciation and 5 years of the rental values going up.
The greatest part about this page right over here, this is called the pro forma. It's called the rental model. They have broken down the payments. They have put the percentage down you have put. They have put the mortgage rate that they put 2.75% to show your annual return and to show your property taxes, condo fees, how much net you are making. This gives you the whole shebang. Everything you need to know about the investment, this is the return you are getting.
And why you have this is just to put your client at ease. Now, what happens in cases when we sell our client a rental property? They go home and they think, well, hey, we gotta find a tenant now. We gotta do our math. We gotta see how much it's costing us, how much property taxes. This puts their mind at ease. It shows them exactly what their payments are going in and exactly what's coming in.
The beauty of this too is the assumptions, right? Some of these clients are very discerning. They're smart, right? And in the end, if you're making a recommendation to your clients, you want them to do well, right? It's important that you do well, but you want them to do well because that's repeat business. This is the type of product that realtors are working with us, and they say, it takes a little while to explain everything, and there's questions about it, but after it's done, people say this is a no-brainer. And the purchasers say the same thing, it's a no-brainer, because if you look at the assumptions here, they're actually quite conservative. So like I said, we're using current market rates. We're also using 2.75% interest. As you know, everyone here can get a mortgage for less than that, right? We also actually are guaranteeing on the first year through Desjardins 2.6% interest rate. So 2.75 is pretty good to be using in the before year. 25-year amortization, it's standard. We're not going to a 30-year, right? The maintenance fees here. So this building isn't designed as a beautiful glass tower that's made to look sleek. It's not an end user building. This is an investor building. So if we take a look at the rendering of the building itself, you'll see that it looks that way. It looks like a rental apartment building. It's not a beautiful building. Here, I think it's on the second. It's on the screen. Yeah, it's not a beautiful looking building, right? This has small windows. It's designed to be efficient. It's designed to have low maintenance fees. It's also a lot of units. It's about 350 units in the building that are dividing the cost of the amenities. Because sometimes one of the questions they ask is, well, what's going to happen with maintenance fees over time? And it really depends on the number of units in the building and the types of amenities that they have and the way that the budget is constructed. So, those are the 3 ways to answer. You can tell just by looking at it that that's going to be an efficient building.
Yeah, that's a major question that we've got from a lot of clients. What's going to happen with the maintenance? Is it guaranteed? Maintenance is never guaranteed. So what are some of the driving factors of maintenance going up in your building? Having a pool, having a golf simulator, having a theater, all those major amenities. That's what happens. In this building, we don't have a pool. We don't have a golf simulator. This is made to be functional for the student, and it has all the amenities that's necessary for them to live comfortably.
You have
and
study
easy maintenance.
lounges.
It's just a clean.
Yeah, you have study lounges, you have meeting rooms, type of things that students will need. And also you have really nice retail amenities below, but that doesn't cost the building anything.
Another added advantage is that right outside, there's a park, and there's a tennis court, and it also has a little kiddie pool. The students can take advantage of that because Ashcroft Homes actually owns that parcel of land, that park, and that pool. It has nothing to do with your maintenance, but it is there and it is open to the public.
It's an outdoor public.
Yeah.
It's also Little Italy. So it's an area of this neighborhood is one of the most popular areas in Ottawa. Lots of restaurants, shopping, so it's a great place to live.
Yeah, this was a question now. I see the maintenance fees is 41 per square foot.
Yeah.
Now, after 3 years on the property management, what's the cost which a client have to pay? Is it, now I know it's first 3 years is free, because most of these guys, they ask this question.
Right.
On an average, what price are you looking at?
So for property management, it's fairly typical from what you see in market rates for property management here or anywhere. It's between 8 and 10%.
It's incorporated in this, right?
No, it's not.
Every year you just keep it in your mind, minimum 10%, 5 to 10%.
Which is about the same as 1 month's rent, right? If you're a realtor, you're renting out the property, it's 1 month's rent, half goes to you, half goes to the other agent. So that's about 8 to 10% as well. So, but in this case, it includes all of the responsibilities that a landlord would normally have. If there's an issue with the tenant, these people actually have the benefit, because they're managing the whole building, of moving the tenant into another property. With the cleaning services, we've got eyes on the property. If they're breaking the rules, if they have a pet, they're the ones that take action. And your clients are the ones that own the furniture package. So if the TV gets broken, it's the property manager that goes after that. They collect the deposits, they go for the insurance, they're the ones that are going to the landlord and tenant, they're the ones going to the board if they have to. They deal with all the issues. So your clients never have to, and you never have to visit Ottawa. So you get all the benefits of owning this very stable, because let's face it, with the Ottawa market, it's not like Toronto, right? It's not like this, it's like this, right? It's slow and steady. You've got a huge employment base there. It's a government city, right? So very, very, very stable.
Good question.
Yeah.
It's going to be with the management company, but after that, they are going to make, board of directors over there from these owners or no?
That's right. This is a typical condominium legal structure. So there will be a board of directors that's made up of owners.
Of course, that's what I'm just saying, that first it will be going to the management company, but there should be a board of directors so that there should be a corporation. Because when the building is over, they have to hand over to the corporation.
So if the board of directors is upset and, oh my God, the property management isn't doing their job, they can always replace the property manager. If they wanted to put Brookfield or Dell, then they can do that.
Again, it is the developer who is the property management company, so they gotta keep the standard high.
Well, here's the other beauty of this. Ashcroft Homes is one of the biggest developers in Ottawa.
Yeah.
They're building this tower, the first tower, we talked about this, it's a rental apartment building. They're building it with their own cash. They're very wealthy, and they're wealthy because they're such a strong developer. They've done over 6,000 residential units. They run 5 large retirement residences, and a retirement residence with all of the extra care that needs to be given, the medical care, that's a lot more intricate than it is to take care of the student property. So these people are property management experts. And to go back to the maintenance fees again, when you do your agreement for the pre-construction condo, you get your agreement, you get 10 days to make sure you're happy with everything. You can have Ron and Naveen look it over. You can send it off to a lawyer. They can show their family. So the other thing that they get is condominium documents, which are about that big, which has the budget, which has everything laid out, the rules and regulations of the condo. So if they have questions, they can look through the budget, or we can help you look through the budget, or they can help you look through the budget. And what you'll see is that, one of the reasons why everybody's utility costs, and no matter what kind of home you live in, go up year over year is inflation, right? Cost of water, gas, utilities go up. In the condominium documents, in the budget, you'll see that the property management company has already accounted for an 8% inflation rate and more, depending on the utility. So that's already built in. So the 41 cents per square foot that you see here, that's projected for the long run. Everything's been, all the big capital costs, it's all accounted for. And so when your clients are owning, it's like when your clients are investing in a Tridel. or we work with Menkeys, right? We work with the biggest developers in the city. So one of our answers that we give is look at the developers' reputations. Look at their background experience. You know, if your clients are owning a property and it's a Brookfield condo, the maintenance fees aren't gonna go up, they might go down. Same with Daniels. Daniels condos, they actually have a reputation for going down. It's when they go with ABC property management, you don't know what's gonna happen, right? You hear about the guys, they take off to Thailand with the money, right?
Always.
Yeah, well, those are the stories that get that, right?
Management company, they always want to just stay there. Nobody wants to go out, you know. They have the lobby like that. They don't allow the board members to just get in. I know about that thing, but anyhow, what about this thing, heating and that is included or separate hydro and heating?
Everything's included except for electricity.
Electricity, yeah. And
Yeah.
that's on the students' onus and the parents. They will have to be paying for that.
That
on
will be separate
based upon
meter or
consumption. Yes,
That's
absolutely.
Smart meters.
Separate smart meters, and it's based upon consumption.
Heating and water is included, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And
Wi-Fi is also included. Cable is not.
Wi-Fi throughout the building in common areas as well.
So it's also the same company that's the property management company that's looking after the building, that's the one responsible for honoring these maintenance fees, making sure the building's in a good state of repair, everybody's following the rules, is also the same management company that's taking care of the leasing on your client's behalf. So it's in their best interest to be bringing in the best of the best for the tenants. And when you have 6 applications for every one, you get to choose the best tenants. And the types of tenants, like Naveen was saying, that are attracted to this type of product with lots of privacy, is the types of tenants that are the future MBAs, lawyers, dentists of the world, right? The ones that really need to focus and study. So that's the type of people that are attracted to this.
The other ones that are wild partiers, right? So I wouldn't go as far as.
Do you speak from experience?
More civil kind of a demographic.
Do you speak from experience?
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm actually going to go back on a question that was raised earlier. As a unit holder, 3 years lease back, why do the owner need to worry about going into a unit to check it out whether something is broken or not? The assumption should be that after 3 years, the condo unit should be exactly the way it was purchased.
Right, room swept condition, right?
Absolutely.
Just regular wear and tear.
So that's right. So
That's right.
so that's the assumption.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you know, if anything,
Is there something right?
these people are professional landlords. So they're the ones that are gonna be doing the lease agreement with them. So they're gonna make sure that there's enough deposit, that everybody's got their contents and liability insurance, everything's gonna be in place.
And it's mommy and daddy who's paying for most of it, so they're the ones who's going to.
And you know what?
And they have a fiduciary duty. They have a fiduciary
I think
responsibility.
the comfort for the realtors is that if we can tell the client that that's what it is, and we can show them somewhere on paper, I
Exactly.
mean, it makes the job easier for
Let
them.
me ask you a question, You have a house today, okay? You filter, you have a tenant looks great, beautiful couple, ready to move in. Suddenly, there's problems about paying the rent.
It's never a home run. It's never a home run, but you have to know that we are giving you options. We will have eyes inside. It's not that you're investing from Toronto and you cannot go inside it.
The property management company is taking 100% effort to do the filtration process and filter out the tenant to make sure the best. And again, you have to remember, these are not fresh students that are coming into university. These are students who are in their 3rd year, their 4th year, who are doing their MBA, doing their master's programs. This is a mature clientele that's living in this type of building.
It is in the agreement. It is. It's in writing.
Again, I don't really care whether it's mature, good, bad, ugly.
To answer your question,
At the end of the day, 3 years later, how am I gonna get the units? In what condition? And if it's something in writing that is in
Will be
the
the same
condition
condition.
that was sold at, I mean, that's good enough.
yes,
You want to show condition.
absolutely. It is in the agreement.
Yeah, it's their responsibility. It's property
No,
management.
there's any between responsibility and credit.
They're liable for it.
They are liable. Any negligence on the student's part, they are responsible to pay for
I
them.
hope you guys pay attention to what they said. These are extra set of eyes for you. So they are responsible. They're guaranteeing you 3 years rent. Okay? So vacant this unit is vacant or not, it's going to be rent coming to you. But here's the thing. If there is a substantial damage, we can guarantee. Okay? Say some party happens and unit gets damaged. First of all, everything is covered under the insurance.
They have liability insurance.
Liability insurance are there. Content insurance is there for the tenants.
No,
Okay?
inside is always for the owner.
Let me sorry to cut you off. Let me ask you guys a serious question, okay? When was the last time any of you guys went to a successful hotel party? Never. It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
There's not enough space for you to have that much fun in a hotel.
And a hotel will not allow you to have that
They
party.
won't allow you to do it. And this
Put
is
you out
the
of
same
here.
concept.
Yeah.
It's not a house where there's no control, there's no moderation. You cannot, if
Now, these
we're
guys are
allowed-
talking from experience.
They will not allow it.
So what
The
happens
rental
is this,
backgrounds.
if there is a damage, I'm coming back to his question, because I, as an investor, want to have this peace of mind, that what happens to my unit after 3 years? First of all, the management company is charging something, and they are responsible to maintain the unit and keep an eye on it, what's going on, and if something major happens, you're the first one to get called, but this has happened. Now, you cannot have any property without property insurance. In your maintenance fees, there is an exterior code. Interior, you always take an insurance.
Of course,
Okay.
yes.
A tenant will take a content insurance, so God forbid if they leave the tap running or pan open or something happens, that's covered under that. Question is general wear and tear. If you feel after 3 years your tap is going to run and it's not going to be shaky, forget it, it's going to happen. Okay? If you feel your toilet seat is not going to be loose, forget it, it's going to happen. So if you collected $48,000 times 3, $150,000 rent you collected almost, and you ended up spending $3,000 to do a paint or minor scratch on the floor, and I think they're giving engineer quotes. So what? It's an expense to run a business, which will take it back from the government anyway.
I mean, we all invest in real estate, whether it's.
But I think that's a standard.
It is
Yeah.
standard.
That
Why
is
does
standard.
somebody wants my unit, or there's a wild party, or there's a martini party in the room, and goddamn, I mean, come on, guys, first of all, there are laws in municipalities, and no loud music after so and so time, and bylaws of the condominiums, and these are explained to the tenants, and forget about you and me. You're living in Toronto, the neighbor is there. If they find there's a wild party happening, they'll not pick up the phone and call.
And you know what, the perception of students has
But the
changed.
question is,
Definitely.
as realtors, we have to propose these kind of things, and I'm 100% with Thakur, that you have to put your client at ease. They want
Yes.
peace of mind.
Exactly.
They want secure, some kind of so-called
Assurance.
assurance that my investment is protected.
Exactly.
I'm safe. And it's very important that when you explain them all these things, you explain them in a very practical way. What are the options? I'll give you my example. I have a property, I got a call from my tenant, oh, my dishwasher is not working. I said, okay, get somebody. No, you get it. So I sent somebody. Now I found out the motor is blocked. It's a 2-year-old house, brand new dishwasher. So I asked the tenant, I said, what happened? Oh, you got a cheap dishwasher. Seriously? Builder gave it to me. Oh, you got a, come and see, it's a cheap one. I said, well, here's the thing, read my contract what it says. You are responsible for maintaining appliances. I'll pay, you'll pay first $100 and I'll pay rest of it. So how much the cost came? $150. He paid 100, I paid 50. But am I paying? You got a property management who will be responsible. It's a benefit for us to have someone to manage our investment for 36 months.
And then afterwards.
And I'll
If you
choose this one. If you
Yes,
choose
yes, we're gonna touch base on that. Charles, you wanna talk about the down payment and the deposit structure before we close it off?
Sure, yeah, but, before we get into that, the lease back option is an option. So we're offering this rental guarantee, but your clients don't actually need to take it if they don't want to. If they decide they can rent it out for more, they can do that. We've packaged it this way to put people's minds at ease. This is supposed to be the easiest way. This is still real estate. You're still owning bricks and mortar. There's still a person in there. There's a human being there. So we can do everything in our power. We've got all the laws, but it's still only real estate. But we packaged it in a way so that it's a rental guarantee for 3 years. Now these are current rental rates. They could probably achieve this without us, but we're throwing it in there as it's almost like training wheels. And so to put your customer, your client's mind at ease, really. And the same is true with the 3 years free property management. It's, we're throwing it in for free. It's an incentive. We don't need to do that. The project stands on its own merits. There's some projects downtown Toronto. We did the Academy Condos. Everybody heard about it. And some projects downtown Toronto started doing 2-year rental guarantees to help sell their project. And they calculate the rent at $3.50, and it makes it break even. But what's going to happen the year after? Who knows, right? You don't really know. That's just an incentive that they're using. The developer says, look, I have a $20,000 budget. How are we going to allocate that? Let's do 2 years rental guarantee. That's how much it's going to cost them, because they're paying for it. They're just paying for the rent themselves. This is real, these are real rental rates. This is real supply demand economics that makes sense.
When was the capital wall campus launched for sale?
Yeah, we just started in the fall. We're already about halfway through.
So after the
And these two gentlemen, and you may already know this, have done a phenomenal job there. They've been some of the top selling agents on the project. One of the beauties of, like, from our side of things, representing the developers, you know, I work with the developers, I'm helping them with the price lists, I'm helping them design floor plans and the suite layouts, we're there with the launch, we're working with some of the top agents in the city. So when we work with these big developers, they like to see who are the top performing agents. And we give them a call first the next time we're opening a project, the next time we're launching it. And these top agents, all they do is pre-construction. Because if you're gonna sell a residential home, you have to learn the house and you have to learn the neighborhood, and you sell the house and it takes, you know, however long, 3 months. If you do that same amount of effort on one building, you can sell 1 condo, you can sell 5 condos, you can sell 20 condos. Some of these people that we deal with, I'm going to Shanghai next week with a developer, and we're going with the second top real estate agent from Century 21 in the world. Ken Young is a Chinese guy, and that's in gross dollar value. All he does is condos. He doesn't even have a team. He has, like, I think he has 1 assistant. Because, you know, if you're doing residential real estate and you want to do $1 million a year, even $500,000, $600,000 a year, you need a big team. You need full force pushing out there. If you're going to do 1 building, you can go in there, sell 20, 30, 40, 50 units. You don't need a team because that's the same amount of effort that you just spent on a house. So it's a specialized industry, but it's one that's really worth looking into. And this opportunity is one of those rare opportunities that you can confidently go out to your clients and you can sleep well at night because you know that it's stable, it makes sense, you've looked through it, you've done your homework, and these gentlemen here know it in and out. So they've already been around the block. They know the project at the back of their hand, and they're here to help you. And that's the reason why we're working together like this here today, is because they can help your clients get introduced to the project.
Absolutely. Now, if you want to quote on, quote out, yes, we are platinum agents on this project, but that means nothing. We want you guys to be platinum agents with us. Right now, the developer is offering a 4% commission. Once you hit 10 units, the 11th and going forward, you get a bonus of 5%. Now, we are in that 5% category, and we want to kickstart you guys at 4.5% commission. So any sales that come as you guys for an individual up to 5 units, 1 to 5 is 4.5% commission, more than the market, more than what the developer is offering, because we are giving you that incentive. When you get to 6 to 10 units, the incentive bumps up to 4.75. When you get to your 11th and beyond that, you're getting full 5% commission. So that's what we are here today to offer you guys, and we want to make this a team, and we want to move as a unit, because that's the only way we can make Homelife Maple Leaf grow. That's the only way we can elaborate and build our portfolio in the pre-construction world. There's no other way to do it except for working a team.
That's a really special opportunity. If one of you guys came to our office directly, we would have to, the developer would make us pay maximum 4% commission. And I think you get paid 2% and then 2% on closing at this project. So, but through Ron and Naveen, you're actually earning 4.5%.
So the 2% when the project starts,
So after the deal goes firm, maybe after the first 120 days, after the deal goes firm,
Approval must be in place, there's a few stipulations, and then
We'll walk you through that. Remember, we'll walk you through every little detail that's required. Anything that you need, anything that you require, whether it's explaining information, getting you the packages. The advantage with us is that we're there first. There's an exclusive group that gets access first because it's not launched to anybody else.
not more than that. I mean, look, we all know that in residential, there's, you know, it's a cutthroat business. Everyone's out there running around. You're doing hard work out there in the residential world. We all know that. In pre-construction, if we don't work together, if we don't work as a team, you're not going to achieve anything. So we're here today to offer you guys to work with us, work as a team.
If you look at it from our perspective, these 2 young gentlemen came in, they impressed us, and they impressed us even more once the deal started rolling through. They have a system that they've been working on. They built this machine, and you guys can now plug in to their systems. They have a direct line to us. When they call us and they need something, they need help, you know, they've done so many deals at this project in such a short period of time. They're part of the elite group, a small number of people that really do a lot of inventory. So they have a direct line to us. We can call the developer and say, Ron Sally, you know, and Naveen, and he knows exactly who they are. And that's special. And that's something that we want to be able to take to, and we were talking about this earlier, we want to be able to do this with this brokerage. We want to be able to do it with Homelife Maple Leaf. And we want to do it with, and one of the great ways that you can really get on the map is if the brokerage as a whole, everybody works together as a team, because then you start getting access on every project. And you start getting special incentives on every project. Because people who are top performers, like if you look at it from my perspective, I'm a director of sales, I do a lot of hiring, right? I have some salespeople, they get away with murder. They get away with anything they want because they're top performers. Because they do so well, they show up to work looking all crazy, talking crazy, but it doesn't matter. We have to respect them because of the amount of volume that they're doing. It's kind of the same with these two guys. Right? And it's kind of the same, with these top level agents that we're dealing with, right? We want to wine and dine them. That's why, on this other project, we're going to Shanghai. I'm happy enough to go along for the ride. The real stars are the platinum agents, the guys in the top levels. Sure, no problem. Thanks for coming.
On these 4 persons, maybe I missed it, it's 2% on signing and 2% commission. How is it?
So you get it after it firms and after the deposit's clear.
Form, okay.
Firm is after 10 days.
After the 10-day cooling period, once you submit your final mortgage approval, that's when your 120 days following that is when the first installment.
I can walk you guys through the down payment as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a question.
Sure.
I'm not sure if you mentioned around this. What about the closing date? When is that?
Okay, so these types of questions are here.
Everything there.
Yeah. So, and what you'll see is that the occupancy date is March 2018, right here. And you can see that the deposit structure, we've got 2 different programs. We've got one where it's 5% in 30 days, 5% in 120 days, 5% in 270 days, and then 5% on occupancy. So essentially, it's only 15%, essentially. 15%. We also have a monthly payment plan where it's 0.5% per month. And some people really like that. Some people really like that. So if you're coming in, you want to just own the studio, they rent for really high, you have 1 student in it, it makes a lot of sense. Say your client wants to invest $185,000, it's a very low initial investment. The deposit is only $35,000, $36,000. A high school kid with some help from his parents could do that sort of thing. And you're doing this monthly payment plan, 0.5% per month, that's under $1,000 a month.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Charles. We really appreciate it. Charles, round of applause.
Okay, guys, we want to thank you first of all for being so patient, being quiet, listening, and understanding. Are there any further questions that we have for Charles? That means you did a great job, Charles. Thank you so much.
We have one more presentation. Stay tuned. And we'll go with it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Very nice to meet you. So now we're going to have Ross Marc Condos in London. I'm sure you're going to have the sales manager here as well. He's going to be discussing same topics.
And second thing, before you guys go out, make sure you talk to the lady and give your name for the Christmas party. We need to know how many people are coming.
That's not outlined here, but we over the full figures. This is the sense. So it's 35 inside, and then we go down to 10% of and then 25% everybody for 20 months. When you after they only have to pay about $1,000 a month until they reach their 10%.
Culture, how to get my, how to convince. That's the reason to know all these things.
No, this is a new second, it's always for the remainder of the building.
What is the rate of return, what is the rental, how it works?
First, we have made all in there, then we know everything.
You get used to it, don't worry about that, it's just a matter of time. Slowly, you pick up all these rights and all these things. Commission structure works like that. You have 10 days of cooling period. So once your cooling period passes by, you are agreeing to go ahead with the unit. And you have made all your payments.
All the installments are done.
Yeah, so I think they take their first 15%, once the 15% payment is paid, then they issue the first installment. So that's it.
Yes, absolutely. Guys, I want you to welcome Joe. Okay, so Joe is here with Ross Marc Condos. Hello, everybody.
So I'm the Google here. So guys, stick around and we are going to just give you a presentation on our Rose Park now. This is another amazing project. And I hope you guys maybe know. I think you guys, it's good for this project because you have already asked many questions. Okay, many questions are similar in condo projects. Either it's Rose Park or something else, basic things stay same. Okay, how the basic things are, they will never change. So let's keep it this way, listen to them, and then if you have questions, by all means ask.
Okay, absolutely. So again, our role for the topic of today is student condo developments, and this is where we're elaborating. This is Ross Marc Condos, located in London, Ontario, for Western University.
500 meters from Western University.
500 meters from Western University. literally walking across. Second, as well, Western University happens to be an Ivy League university. Okay, it is about number 2, number 3 in the country and top 10 in the world. That's it. I'm gonna kick it off.
Thank you very much for having me. My name is Joe Bosnac. I'm the sales manager at Marc Developments. This is Marc Murvai. He's also working with us as well. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to start a little bit with you guys. We do have some brochures and everything, okay, that you guys will be able to take on the way out, all right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a little bit about the market itself. As we know, the market is quite a bit changing, right? It's changing from the usual downtown core of Toronto type of an investment. The student housing developments are really taking off very, very strongly. Why? Because they have a rental guarantee for 3 years, right? As we do. We have 2 years free property management. Now, the property management itself will cover everything. So basically, the property management will find the tenants, they will qualify the tenant's parents, because that's who goes on the lease, okay? And then they're the ones that are going to deal with all of their monetary funds issues. So they're the ones that will basically deposit all of your checks. They will do the monthly walkthroughs in case that there's any ongoing damage. They will go after them as well. Okay. The property company that we're talking about is Domus. We are built by Textbook Student Suites. Textbook Student Suites is a developer based with 2 different developers that have over 30 years individual experience, over 60 years together combined. Okay. Textbook Student Suites, it's made out of 2 enterprises. It's GX and Memory Care. These 2 types of developers, they're really focused on the sort of niche markets. The niche markets that not a lot of developers look at, okay? Student housing being one of them. What can I also say about the building? Now, the building itself is going to be located 500 meters away from Western University. As we've mentioned, Western University is one of the top schools in Canada, and it's also, you know, recognized all over the world. They're currently working on a project with University of Beijing, which is also going to bring a lot more students into the area, okay? Our project itself is going to have 219 units. So it's a medium-sized project, nothing overly too large or anything like that. We have different types of units in there. We're going to have bachelors, we have 1 bedroom plus dens, and we have 2 bedrooms with 2 washrooms, okay? Now the 1 bedroom plus dens are also catered to 2 students. The den itself is the same size as the bedroom. Okay, so it's definitely comfortable for them to be back onto a park. Okay, we have a beautiful river that comes through it. The entire area of London, around that neighborhood, is really, truly an amazing place. If you drive down there, you'll see it. There's a lot of history. There's a lot of history around Western University, and it's a university that will be at the top for a very long time to come. Okay, as we know, even in a recession, schools don't close down. If anything, people go back to school to get re-educated and continue on with their lives. Okay? Now, the types of units that we have, the bachelors, we're starting at $185,000. Okay? And you're looking at a lease return of $1,140. Okay, so $1,100.40 is a very good return for something that costs under $190,000. Okay, if you're looking at our 1 bedroom plus dens, you're looking at a return of $1,600, and that's starting at $274,900. Okay, in Toronto, if you were looking to buy a property where you were going to get $1,700 or $1,600 a month, how much would that property cost? About $350,000, let's say, comfortably. Let's do it a little bit under. Let's say $350,000. Okay. With us, it's $274,900 starting. Okay. And then that is for 3 years that you will have the property management, and sorry, not the property management, the lease back guarantee, and that starts from the date of occupancy. Okay. That doesn't start at final closing or anything else. It starts from the date of occupancy. Your clients will have nothing to worry about for 3 years from the date that they close on the property itself. Okay?
So the tenant closing or the final?
No, under occupancy, so interim occupancy. Okay, so as soon as you pick up your keys, you're making a return. Now, the types of returns that we're making, You're looking anywhere, if you take a look at a pro forma in there, you're looking at a return somewhere around the 12 to 15%. Okay, plus capital appreciation, that brings it up to about 35, 40%. Now let's say this. Let's say it's not a total of 35%. Okay, let's say it's a total of 20%, including capital appreciation and everything else. Where are you going to go today to make an investment that's basically going to guarantee you with very low risk of 20%? It's quite impossible these days. GICs, mutual funds, all of these things, they're very, very minimal in the types of return that they have. And this is an actual solid product. Once again, you're going to be investing in bricks and mortar. Okay? Very important. Now, our maintenance fee is going to be 29 cents per square foot. Okay? It's a very good maintenance fee. All right? Because we don't have any water features. We don't have any pools, we don't have any saunas, we don't have anything like that. Any type of, things that we have in there require nothing more than cleaning. Okay? So some of the stuff that we will have in the building for the students themselves. We're going to have a games room. We're going to have a study room. There's an outdoor patio on the 7th floor. Okay? There's going to be a theater room as well in there. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be there for the students specifically, even tutoring rooms. All of the internet in the entire building is going to be included in your maintenance fee. What we're doing is we're buying internet by bulk and we're giving it through the entire project. Okay, so every single student will have that. Now, let's get to the lease back guarantee type of thing. Okay, right across the street from us, there's a building that's currently there. Okay, this building deals with students. It's a student rental building, but it's a rental building. That's all it is. It was developed by the developer, and it was, it's something that will always be controlled by the developer. You weren't able to buy units in there or invest or anything like that. Right now, today, we're looking at a rate of $800 per student for anything that's comparable to what we have. Okay, so $800 per student. Plus they have to pay for hydro, plus they have to pay for internet. With us, they only have to pay for hydro. Our building is going to be built in 2 years, 2017, okay? And then you have a lease back of 3 years, okay? So our numbers are actually very concrete to that specific neighborhood and what the students are paying today. It is not an elaborate number that has been put back into the price of the condominium or anything like that. We can justify everything that we're doing over here. There's no bus rides, there's no TT, there's no subways between, one stop, 2 stops, go walk this way, go walk that way. No, it's 500 meters away. As soon as you walk out of your front doors, right down the street are the gates to Western University. Okay? Now, in Western or in London, we don't really have very many buildings. There's the one that's across the street and us. Everything else that's there is very old, okay? Typically what people have done in the past is they've bought a house, a 3-bedroom house, they'll convert it into a 6-bedroom house, and they will just shove students in there. A, it's illegal, right, realistically speaking, and B, it's very unhealthy for the students. With our project, we're taking on a lot of those students. A lot of the students that have been living in basement in a lot of those dingy apartments, whatnot, their parents want them to live in a place like this. It's fully secured. It's just like any other condominium downtown. You have your passes, you have cameras, there's everything that goes around. Everyone knows what's happening with everyone. And you only have 2 students per unit maximum, which keeps it very safe, okay? All of our units, they come fully furnished. Fully furnished, including a 50-inch TV. Basically, for the parents, the only thing that they have to do is supply the child with some eating utensils, things like that, some plates. See you later next year. Okay? As a parent, a lot of parents, they also know, otherwise, you have to go buy furniture, you have to go get a truck, you have to go down there, you have to put it all together. At the end of the term, you go back, you pick it all up, you bring it back, and then the next year all over again, right? So Our prices are really in line, okay? Our rental guarantees are guaranteed for 3 years, okay? And they really are what the neighborhood can support. It is very important that you guys do your research and notice and find out what can that neighborhood support, okay? Just because somebody else will be giving it a much larger lease back or whatnot, that might not work out to your advantage or to your client's advantage a few years down the road once that runs out. Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for having us. First and foremost, this is a condominium project. No different than if you were to purchase a condo right now in the city of GTA. A couple of nice features that we've got is our cap rates, development levies. They're set pretty low, so we're definitely golden there. We're $55 for a 1+1, $2,500 for a 2-bedroom. Now, more importantly, I want to talk to you a little bit about how we operate. If you open up the folder and we just go to the last page, you'll see our business card there. Call us weird. I'm sorry. Call us weird, call us a little bit freaky, but our business card actually has our cell phone number on it. Always. Always. You can get in touch with me Sunday, 9 p.m. if you've got a question. We do it all the time.
I'm sorry?
What's the market cap?
It's about 5%.
Normally sales sites are closed on Fridays. We're actually open. You need us to come to this office, to this location, put on a little presentation for one-on-one or for a little mini group, if you will. Give me a call, we'll set up a time, and we'll be here and do that for you. It's very simple the way we operate. We are very aggressive. We have done very well on this project actually in the last month and a half. Ron and Naveen actually have done very well. They kind of know how we operate. If there's a day that you need somebody in there to go over a presentation, great paperwork, pick up checks, whatever, we get it done, bottom line. Actually, a lot of realtors from this area haven't even gone to our sales office. Page number 4, if you have a quick look at it. My favorite sheet, actually, the worksheet.
The fun part. The fun part.
The fun part. You have a client, they're interested, you don't want to drive out to our sales center, which is just here at 404 and 401. We'll come to your office, we'll put on a little presentation for your buyers, fill out one of these, we'll take it with us, we'll have the offer drawn up, come back to your office and get it all done. Very simple how we operate. Very little effort on your part. Commission structure, we're cooperating 4%. And actually a fairly
Sorry to cut you off there. Again, same concept that we have implemented with Capital Hall. Here, we have hit our 5% bonus, an incentive to our brokerage, incentive to you guys, a little Kickstarter to be a part of the Platinum Group. We are offering you the incentive of 4.5% commission on any deals you guys do. That is for Ron and I, as an incentive, again, to kickstart you guys into the Platinum phase. We want to implement this in all of our projects. Because if we work as a group, again, we're going to get more projects. That's the only way to succeed in the construction deal. 4.5% up to 5 deals. From 6 to 10, it'll be 4.75. 11 going forward will be 5%.
Fantastic. That's great on their part. That's fantastic.
It's great. How is it paid out?
It's within 90 days, we pay out 2%. 1% on construction, 1% on final close.
So 90 days from the date of
From the date of, yes, from the date of signing.
Again, there are a few stipulations, like getting your mortgage pre-approval in place. There are a few things that need to be set in stone before they can go ahead and start issuing checks.
Absolutely. Go ahead. So again, ladies and gentlemen, bottom line is we are here to help you with your business. Little mini group, Tim Hortons down the street, whatever's convenient for you. Yeah, a little bit about Joe and myself. We work for the Condo store. We're heavily involved in pre-construction. That's basically all we do is pre-construction. Now we've met Ron and Naveen a little while ago, and we're rubbing shoulders because we know very well that he's got a very large group of realtors that want to get into this game. Not to mention Joe and myself, we're going to be doing all of the other sites for textbook suites and other projects as well. Anything that the condo store is or has as a site, we can provide you information with, and also better deals than if you were to just walk in and do the deal on your own. Part of our job is actually brokerage outreach. Brokerage outreach. Plain and simple, guys.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, absolutely. As he mentioned, the condo store, right? The condo stores and brokerage, we're located downtown Toronto. We do probably about 6,000 deals a year, okay? We have about 35 active agents in our office currently right now. So we are a little bit of a heavy hitter in the game, okay? Other types of clients that we have Fernbrook, we have Flash Developments. All of these are very, very large scale developers.
Remember 158 front, we had a presentation, some of you came out to one we had at the banquet hall, that's the condo.
Same brokerage.
Same brokerage.
That's correct. We both run that. And now as far as this, what I would also suggest, if you have a client that is interested, okay, bring them to our sales office. Our sales office is located in Toronto and always will be. Okay, we're right at 404 in Shepherd, or 404 and 401. Bring your clients in, let us close them. Okay, if these guys can tell you something.
They're fantastic closers. I mean, they've helped us out on many of our deals. They know what their product is as much as we do, but they know exactly what they're doing. They also have a model suite. It's not to scale of a 2-bedroom unit that's on the floor plan, but it really helps comfort the client to see what the floor is going to look like, the laminate flooring, your granite countertops. It really shows them what the appliances are going to look like in the finished product. It may not be exactly the same floor plan, but it does really show them what they're getting.
That's right. All of the furniture, 50-inch TV, all of it. Now, as textbook student suites, I mean, we're looking to be the #1 company in the game, okay? We're buying properties all over Canada. We've just acquired in BC. We've acquired everywhere where there's a possible university. Now, the thing with us is this, okay? Whatever the best location is to that university, we will buy that land, okay? In London, if you guys take a look, you guys will be able to see the houses within that area are about 450,000, okay? We paid $7 million for 6 of them, okay? Because we wanted to be right there, and that was the only location that is 500 meters away from the actual gate. I don't care if somebody else comes in down the future, wants to build a building, wants to have a train right away or whatever it is, it will never be 500 meters away, okay? And this is something that keeps your clients alive for the future. Even if other buildings start coming around, whatever it is, they won't get the zoning to be anywhere near us. They won't be able to compete with us. That way, their investment is going to be secure.
Absolutely. To give you guys an example, I mean, in London, there's no other high-rise tower other than what's across the street from us, the Lux, and that is a rental aspect. Again, like Capital Hall, there's a building beside. It's owned by them. They're not selling to investors. They're reaping in the residual income. They're reaping in the cash flow. Now, there's nothing else there. If, for example, it's inevitable that someone will come in and build. Maybe 4 years from now, 5 years from now, but what's going to happen? Their cost of construction is going to go up. The value of the land is going to go up. It's inevitable that you will get a better price right now than they will 4 or 5 years from now.
Ours is the first investor-focused building.
Yeah, an example would be Waterloo, Sage Condos. I'm sure many of you guys have sold at Sage. They started, what, 5, 6 years ago at one building. Nothing was there. The market was going crazy. I'm trying to understand what was happening. They didn't understand why they would put a building there. And now today, there's 6 or 7 towers there. That's how successful this model is.
By Sage alone.
Exactly, by Sage alone. That's how successful this model is, and that's a prime example that you should preach to your clients. This is the first tower coming, and that's why they're 90% sold.
Yeah, we are. We still do have some very good units available. We work very closely together. I mean, we'll talk at 10 p.m., 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when it is, whatever it is. If it's business, we need to get it done.
How many units are left?
I have about 20 or so out of 220. Now, some of them are mostly going to be a lot of the bachelors or smaller bachelors, whatever it is. But I do have a few 1-bedroom plus ends, and I actually just got a few 2 bedrooms as well.
That's fantastic. Is the electricity included?
The hydro is the only thing that is not included in your maintenance, okay? But everything else, including your internet, is at 29 cents per square foot.
About the property management?
The property management will be included for the first 2 years. Now, 3rd year going forward, your property management will be a cost of 1 month. 1 month's rent. So over here, typically, if somebody wants to rent something out, They call you, you charge them 1 month's rent, you find a tenant or you put it on the MLS, you find it, somebody comes in, you do your due diligence, and that's the end of it.
Or 8 to 10% of the gross rent for the year.
That's right, which is about just under 1 month.
The assignment is there, right?
That is correct. We do have an assignment clause, okay, in the agreement. The assignment clause is $5,000 by the developer. Once again, these gentlemen get a much better deal. It's at $2,500.
Parking is,
Parking is available. It's at $15,000 versus $20,000.
Yeah, and do we still have parking? I remember it's.
We only have maybe 1 or 2. That's
Not
about
much,
it.
not much.
Not much parking at all. But once again, you are 500 meters away from the school. There's really no need.
Now,
for
look, don't get
something.
discouraged that this project is 90% sold out. The point is, to elaborate what Joe was saying, there's many more projects coming in the pipeline. We have a great relationship with them, and we want you guys to understand that. Just because we are called platinum agents doesn't mean you guys are not platinum agents. We want to work with you guys. We want to work
Absolutely.
Our next one's actually 2-3 months out.
Can you give us a little hint, maybe?
Well, what we're doing right now is we're looking at 2 different cities that we have very good plots of properties on. We have it in Kingston, Ontario, and the other one that we have it in is Ottawa.
Across the street.
But the Ottawa one that we have is going to be directly across the street from the campus. So you'll be able to walk out of your class, walk across the street, and you're in your towers. Once again, we paid a pretty hefty price to be there, but that is what we do.
Fantastic.
Now, can you tell them a little about how to reach out to their clients and explain something like this?
Absolutely. The way that you can explain this is very simple. You can tell them, I have a very good investment for you, okay? It's guaranteed, right? All of the numbers work. You can show them the pro forma or whatnot, and just have them come into our sales office and let us close them. Let us deal with that for you. The least amount of information that you can give to them prior to bringing them to the sales office, I would suggest do that, okay? Let us explain everything to them, because once they see the model and they see how we're working and they see how everything is put together, and they take a look at the model suite and they look at the furniture and they notice, hey, this is actually a really good idea, because there's not 55 other buildings that are right on the same street that are going to be competing against you. We're the only ones.
I remember the days when Ron and I would be lining up to get inside the builder's office, you know, struggling to get units. We wouldn't be able to bring our clients inside because there would be seniority or preference, whatever the case may be. It really does help to bring your clients in and let them handle them, and that's the privilege that we have. We can do that. It helps. It goes a long way. It really comforts the clients to see the product, to see the sales team and understand what we're selling them, instead of just showing them a brochure and saying, hey, you should sign here because I think this is good. It really gives them a clear.
These two got it down to a science. We check on the computer, worksheet comes in, client will be there at 3 o'clock, please put on a show and sign. Done.
Give them a cheers to that.
That's it.
They don't even show up.
They don't have to.
I see people paying attention very attentively. I hope you guys are going to implement it. See, it has to be done. If you come to a presentation and don't take something back and try to implement it, start talking to people, don't think it's difficult. Many people think selling new pre-construction projects are difficult to sell. If it's not freehold, it's not. But you have to do the presentation in such a way which brings value to them, which makes them feel it's a good investment, I can make something out of it. Some of you that are new sitting in this room, some of you that have never tried any of this thing, but you got to do it. Because somewhere you have to start. And there's lots of money to be made in these things. Lots of money.
Remember a little bit earlier when I was touching real estate is always the #1 topic of conversation. And as soon as you tell somebody you're a realtor, this is your realtor pin. Oh, you're in real estate. What's happening? What's going on with the market? A simple thing I always do, well, there's something I'm working on recently. It's a project where it's very investor focused, the chance for you to make money. Is there something you'd be interested in?
No, I don't want to name names because we're recording, but there are lots and lots of agents out there that are considered the top agents of the world and do many, many, many and lots of volume in pre-construction. That does not mean that we can't do that. Ron and I don't consider ourselves superstars in any aspect whatsoever. All we do is work hard, and you guys can do the same thing.
Our brokerage as a team is doing it. These people as a team are doing it, and now you got to support from the people who are actually going to make your life easy. Bring your clients, set up the time, give them benefit, let them do the work for you guys.
We'll take care of everything.
This is how it's going to happen. Many people come to my office and they ask me this, Mr. Sehgal, do you know builder? Do you have inside road? Do you know some builder? Here you go. We have two of them in front of you guys. Question is, what are you planning to do? Are you just going to go home and just think, okay, this is it, I have a presentation, and no Thursday meeting by Mr. Sehgal today. Okay, don't do that. Please don't do that. The reason is this, you got to start talking to people. You got to let people know that you are a real estate professional. I don't see anything on your chest. Every time I put it, somebody takes it, so don't think, oh, broker doesn't have it, so why we should have it. You should have it, let people know who you are, let people ask you questions. Look, 2 days ago, there was a statement that the condo sales went up 11%. Isn't it?
Yeah.
It was in Real Estate Magazine. I put it on my Facebook. Few months ago, you were hearing, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. Don't listen to news as news. Question is, if you have a desire to make money and you have tools available to you and the people who will help you, you can make money. The reason I'm interested, you make money, we make money. Simple. It's a business. We are the brokerage. Every time you earn money, we earn money. So we want you to be at the front of the line.
Absolutely.
As Naveen said, I remember days, you're in the back of the line. There are Bradford salespeople. They are known to the builder. They end up getting the condominiums. I still remember one time I went there and I didn't get the condo, somebody else got, and I was ticked off. But then I realized, hey, this guy is dealing with this builder. He sold many condos, so he's a Bradford salesperson. So why can't I be? And I did it. Started doing it. Slowly started knowing builders. These people are doing it. You guys can do it. But the question is, you have to do something.
Absolutely.
You just cannot go home and put this thing in your closet. You can't do it.
And the advantage is that Naveen and I are bringing something to you guys for you to bring to your clients essentially. This is a development product. This is what's happening. This is what's available. And it's available to this brokerage, to us.
Now look at the guidance that Mr. Sehgal provides. I mean, we're in no position, I don't think any of us are, to be compared to Mr. Sehgal, but we are here to guide you. Don't feel afraid, don't feel shy, don't feel that you can't pick up the phone and call me and Ron, because we are here to guide you.
Marc.
Hi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And you are getting amazing amount of commissions, 4.5% for first 5 years.
That's not available in the market. Like the developers here, they're offering 4% with volume bonuses. We're giving them volume
Not
bonuses.
only that, what you get is a guaranteed unit. When you walk in and you know these people with whom we have established relation, you don't come empty-handed unless your client is looking for a 2-bedroom at the price of 1 bedroom, which I wanted. But it's not going to happen. So if you have a serious investor and he's willing to buy, you will not come empty-handed because of relation we have. So take advantage of relation. Look, somewhere we need each other's help. Networking works. And this is the main source you have in your hand. A builder who's willing to work with us and pay us while they are helping us to make this money.
Yep.
And I will take this opportunity anytime. If I get time, I go to presentations, I go there. Sometimes people go for wrong reasons. I'm going to have a lunch. I'm going to have a coffee. If you're going for that, I will provide you. Don't waste your money to go and pay for parking. It costs more money just for going for a lunch. My belief is this: if you are not intended, or if you don't have a desire to make money, it doesn't matter what we do for you, you will not be doing it. It's the fire inside you. How can I do it? He can do it. She can do it. I can do it. Look, we all read the same books. Just go out and start talking to people. People will give you lots of negative things sometimes because they are negative. Who cares?
Of course.
Out of 10 negative people, if you could convert 2, 3, or 4 of them, which is a very high probability, but I don't care. We invest time in real estate, guys. Look, you guys came in to listen to this. Okay, this is an investment in yourself. Use it, make some money out of it. Because anybody can make money in real estate. Look, I'm an engineer by profession. I make good money in real estate. I'm comfortable. I'm not like them. I don't buy lands. I can't afford to, but I still sell lots of condos. But at the same time, anybody can do it. And you guys, with the grace of God, I tell you one thing, we are very proud of what we do here. We want to exploit our relations to the max. And when I'm using the term exploit, I'm not talking in a bad or dirty way. I'm talking about money wise. This is exploitation. If the builder gives you an opportunity to make money, exploit it. Go and see him every day if you have to.
Yeah.
Okay. Something will come out of it.
Absolutely.
And slowly, Bhumika goes there and builder says, hey, Bhumika, how are you? Because Bhumika sold 3 units. Or Sally sold 2 units. Or Raman sold something. This is how it is.
Absolutely.
Get out
We have a few
of
agents.
house. That's it.
We have a few agents that came in, we provided them with PDF material. All they've done was provide that PDF and sent it out to their database.
We'll get you that as well, we'll get to that in a second.
You can actually download it directly from the website as well.
We'll tell you that.
We'll get to that.
2-3 deals comes out of it, 4%. I don't know about you, but that's a heck of a lot better than Friday night showing. Is he gonna show up? And I booked all 5 showings.
Or wait a second, oh my God, I gotta get that lease done.
You
You know what I mean?
Hey, become a platinum agent, instantly go and download all these projects on your site. Who's stopping it? Somebody asked me in last meeting, how do I get all this information on my website? And I was telling you that you go on RealNet and you know what are the future plans coming and da. But you cannot just put them on unless you have a consent. Here you got a builder who's giving you authority to go out and put it up.
Do it.
Do it.
You have my consent.
That's in regards to
Sell it all.
This is good.
Yeah,
Go buy a BMW on the end of it. Great.
in regards to Ross Park, do we have any questions that we can ask Joe or Mark?
I just have a quick question now, like, you're coming here after 90% sold. Maybe the next player, what I would recommend is because, you know, when you talk about selling these things, it takes time and money to spend them. So maybe the next periods, if you come early and we have more units. And
That's not a problem.
That's why we brought them in now, so we can create the relation with them and you guys
Rubbing
get a chance to
shoulders.
meet them.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not gonna be our last by any means.
Bosnac too, like 90% sold, you can tell them.
Yeah, but-
It's very true, but I still have very
It creates
confidence.
urgency, it really does, it creates the urgency, it really builds that in your client, that, hey, 90% is sold, maybe I should buy here. And maybe they'll give you the time of the day to say, take me to the sales center.
Let me tell you the secret of the builders. I don't know, I could be wrong. Builder always keeps the best one for the last.
Well, we try and keep the
I
very
have,
good ones.
I have seen it happening, because builder always boasts some units.
We do.
With them. Now 90% is sold, okay? Now, you got the units, which many times, this is human nature. Sometimes they go, everything is sold out, it's leftover. It's never leftover. Builder always goes the best units.
No.
I have seen it happening. I bought a unit few months ago from Ocean Club. I could not get it when they were selling, now I got it.
Yeah.
Yes, I paid 50,000 more for my client, but I still got it.
At the end of the day,
That's
I
all it
will not leave myself with nothing but the leftovers because that is very difficult for me to sell. So as I'm selling certain units, I will have to kind of hold back. So I have a very good
Inventory
inventory throughout the entire process.
Absolutely.
I don't want to just say, okay, I'm 90% sold out because 10% that I do have are the smallest, most expensive, this, that, the other thing types of units. No, I have 2 bedrooms. I have 1 bedroom plus that. I have a few 2 bedroom, 2 bath as well.
Yeah,
And we're still selling. We're
Yeah.
still
You
selling.
guys
It's
are
not
still
like, it's not 80, 90, the rationale behind this is because, you know, we have field region, you know, we have typical audience, and there are typical realtors who have already exploited this on the particular media. So if you go back to that media and
With
try
the
to
same
talk
thing.
about the 10%, and then people, they have a comparison, like 40, 50,000, which you end up paying.
I never
So it's-
raised my prices.
It's been stable across the board.
Very stable. The only thing I did was I raised my prices once by $3,000 across the entire board. That's
So it's
it.
builder to builder, so you have to look into this. See, here's my thing, how many houses do you show to make one sale?
You know what?
10,
Hold on.
20, 30?
Boss, sorry to cut you off. Look, just to kind of contradict what you said, we got on this project late.
They did.
We got on this project when the top producers were promoting on the social media and everywhere. We got on a month and a half, maybe 2 months late, a little bit later, and we still went full force because we believed in the product and we believed in our clients and we sold them a story. There's a great story behind this building. You gotta sell them the area, sell them the future. That's where you're selling them, and that's what student-oriented investments are. So don't feel that you need to be the first one on the project, because we were not, and we did very well on the project. We were 3 months late, and they can vouch for that.
Absolutely.
So how do we know what's left over? Like, how can you?
All you have to do, once again, our cell numbers are on there. Either shoot me a text, hey Joe, it's us.
Or you can contact us, we
Here.
have a hot list of what's available.
Contact them, that's not a problem, or pass by our site. One other thing that Mark and I do that is a little bit different. Sometimes agents come over to our office just to hang out. Okay? We encourage this. We don't mind. Please, come by, have a coffee with us, pick our brains. What can we do
I
to
have a
do?
lunch
What can we
this
do
one
this?
afternoon, I
Oh,
remember.
Yeah, there you go. So we encourage this. The way that we work, yes, business is great. You know, if we can just keep it on the business thing, but we like that relationship part. These guys can tell you, no matter what it is, If I'm closed on Friday, but you have a client that's hot, that wants to come in, I'm not gonna deny you to make that money. I'm gonna go there, I'll open up the office for you, we'll do the presentation, we'll do whatever it takes.
So
If they're coming at 8 PM, even though my office closes at 6, it doesn't matter, just call me. Hey, I'll be there at 8, no problem. We'll take care of it. One of us will be there. Whatever you
His
guys
kids
need.
were waiting for him at home. I made him stay this last line of it. He's just waiting around.
I miss Halloween.
We've learned by experience that that's why the team behind you that is cooperative, that you can actually get along with and you can get the job done is key. Stick with them. Yeah, stick with them. They will bring you other projects, even if the product is not as great as you want it to be, even if your clients are not looking for that. Stick with a team that is cooperative with you because they're going to take you further.
I think I went through 3-4 months back. I went to one of your 158 Front Street. I think it's one of the your some videos were there. I think you were talking about 158 Front Street.
Okay. Well, 158 Front Street, I mean, every agent that works different sites, they have a different way of working.
Absolutely.
Okay, whether it's just us from the same company or if you meet another agent from the condo store or whatnot, I'm not saying that they will do the exact same thing that we will do, but I can only vouch for what we will do. And what we will do is we'll have your back. Okay, whatever it is, if you need help with the mortgage verification letter, if your clients need something, if you know, hey Joe, you know what, my guy still hasn't gone to the lawyers to get the reviews. You think that you can extend it for me? No problem, no problem, no problem. If you guys want to know a little bit more about how to get into this whole construction, you know, pre-construction type of sales, come by the office. We'll show you how we do. We'll show you, you know, what we think would work for you. We'll show you how to advertise it, where to advertise it, whatever it is, right? At the end of the day, if you're making money, I'm making money, he's making money, they're making money, it's fun. If no one's making money, it's not very fun.
Absolutely. Let's make some money. We have to spend. Christmas is coming.
Any other questions, guys? Anything else before we wrap up?
Please,
Anything?
anything
No
else.
questions about questions.
I don't care whether it's about this or pre-construction or whatever it is.
Sorry?
Present would include
Yes.
$500 floor premium.
So for 1 bedroom plus dens and 2 bedrooms, it's $500. For studios, it's $250 floor premium. So
Very
question?
That PDF.
Yes.
We're gonna touch base a little bit on that. Thank you, Joe, Mark. Thank you for coming.
Okay.
Around that applause. Stay 5 more minutes. We got one little thing we want to talk about before we end, and then you guys are free to go. Five more minutes.
Just 5 more minutes and we're done.
I think we're just walking on.
This is what happens if you show up to 6 o'clock and keep it late.
Guys, we have all the brochures over here. Please take a few, give it out to your clients, whatnot. Believe me, we still have some very good inventory left, okay? Obviously, you guys are preferred. Please either stop by your office or give us a call just to say hello, anytime.
If you need more, give me a call. We'll drop it off for you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, again, guys, just stick around for 5 minutes. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk about Boss, you wanna?
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you. How many of you guys actually want to sell condos? Let me ask you a question. I want to sell condos. Let's do all of us together. Look, that holiday season is coming now, right? Holiday season is coming. You'll have plenty of time to sit down. Market slows down. It's not because there is not product available. It's people are on festivals. So let's sit down and work with each other. Let's see what we can do. Let's go visit some builders. Let's go visit some of these Bradford's sales team. Let's see what we can do. But I tell you one thing. The only reason some people don't come into the picture because they feel, oh, it's too late or I'm too new. Okay, or they are established people. Who cares? How many of you guys have heard the name Zia Bus? I came in the business 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Couple of years ago. I'm not going to talk about certain people. I'm sorry, there is a reason behind it. It's not because he's my competition or, as a matter of fact, I should talk about him because he comes from the community. But here is the thing I'm not going to talk about. I want to talk about people who are actually, who have made career out of these condominiums. They have, I mean, he drives Bentley, he drives goddamn Rolls Royce. I see his ads and I say, wow. You know how many condos he sells? This Kenyan guy he's talking. If you see him, I was in Montreal with him. He was sitting right next to me having beer with me and I didn't know he's Kenyan. Yeah. So simple. Mild person, hello, hi, this and that. I came out and having a cigarette with him. So I asked him his name. I said, so what's your name? He said, Kenyan. I said, what? You are Kenyan? 100 units he sold into the Canadian. 100. Average commission, $15,000. 100 units in two projects, in phase one and phase two. When he goes to the site, he's treated like VVIP. Hi, can you need a coffee? Can you need this? And Ken's client are coming. I was looking at a sheet, which the builder had it one morning, one Sunday morning there. Out of 13 condos they sold, 10 were Kenyan. 10 out of 13. Builder sold 3, a team of 20 people, running around in the fancy dresses and everything. Kenyan sells 10. His clients were coming in. What happens is this in condo projects. Many people don't believe in condo projects for some reason. I don't know why. Hey, real estate is real. Let me ask you a question. We asked you to do cold calling. Why? To find what? I recommend you to pick up the phone and do cold calling. Why? To find what? Clients. People who want to sell. People who want to buy. You have 350 clients in one building. You got 350 listings in one building. They want to sell all of them. You got a product available. You got a seller who's willing to give you a commission. They give you in that, will give you a commission. Isn't it 350 listings in front of you? There are 350 listings, guaranteed commission of 5% or 4.5%. So why are we not selling it? Because we think we can't. Why not? How many of you guys actually go to downtown and park your car somewhere and actually walk and see the projects? You should if you're not doing it. You're a real estate professional. You know what you should do one of these days? Go and park your car somewhere close to Spadina in front. Find a parking lot. There are lots of meter parking. Many people think meter parking is expensive. If you find a city, they're very cheap. $2 an hour. Many parking lots, 5 people go together, it costs you $20 per whole day.
No, it's $5 per whole day.
Doesn't matter. Park your car and walk. Walk and see how many projects are there and how many people are minting money in these projects. I'm not saying because Naveen is my son. Naveen is my son, but me and Naveen, he works very independently. I have no idea how they do it and what they do it. But yes, I did my job. I introduced them to builders. I brought them in and showed them what condos are all about because I was selling. So they saw me selling, but they have outpaced me. All these projects, I have no clue what's going on. Only thing I know is when the file comes on my desk, these people are selling. Okay? All of you guys should look into this. Okay? Work with them if you want to. If you don't want to work with them, it's still fine. You can still independently work and go and meet the builders and take your clients there. You'll still be taken care of. Deal is deal. Same benefit you're getting here, you'll get it on the side as well. But do it. Start going out. This Christmas, look, you got 30 days now. Today's what, 3rd? You got 27, 28 days for the year plans. Okay? Most of everything starts shutting down in the sense after 17th of December. I think the last day for the school is 17th. 18th, right? So what do we do after that? Christmas shopping, you start decorating your houses, Christmas tree looks thicker and thicker, more empty boxes. I do it with my kids all the time. So the empty boxes, they think, oh my God, that got me again. But here's the thing. Come in a festival and come in a mood to make it. Okay? You have to do it. You have to do it. If you are not willing to go out, look, I'm not going to joke with you. I use some else name at the end of the game. I've seen what he has done. How long have you been in business? Less than 2 years, right?
11 months.
11 months. How many companies you sold? I know that. Okay. Well, why? He is gone to the presentations more places than I have. Sometimes I show up on presentation, he's already there. This is how it is, guys. You got to get out of the cozy environment and go. You have to go. Meet people, see what happens. So what if 2 projects you could not sell anything? So what? We invest time, but you have to go out. It's not difficult. Look, selling condos is not difficult. And I tell you one thing, if you find 1 or 2 good clients who have liquid money, who have spare money and they want to invest it, they will start talking about you on other places. But all these projects should be on your Facebook page, should be on your websites. Keep changing them, Bring first thing on second on one, start putting on the sites. You have consents from people, okay? I'm telling you one thing. You know why I don't work on any of these projects in field? I don't want to say in front of the building. How many agents are based in field, in Brampton alone? Hundreds of them. I went to a project on Chinguacousy and Credit Bureau. A friend of mine said, Sehgal, they are selling townhouses there. We went early according to us, we went 6 a.m. You know what they had? They had one tent outside the presentation center. There were 400 sales people already with their clients. And how many houses they released that day? 45. I mean, people were fighting with each other. Do I want to go to that place? No, I'm sorry. No. I'm not wasting my time all day there standing in the line. Even if you're a preferred agent, so what? They have 48 houses and they're not going to give you a go, please stand up there. So select the projects which are viable, where you can make money and go and do it. And you will do it. Simple. But there's money there. There's money there. And as I said, some money you save it for rainy days. You get paid half now, you paid half 2 years, 3 years later. I have seen people who pick up their checks and they sometimes say, did I sell this one? This is how you want to be. When a check comes and you're thinking, oh, I sold this one. This is how it is. But got to do it. Got to do it. I want to see a big smile at everybody's face when you go out from this room. You know why? Because look, there's an opportunity. Why do you think I am doing all these things? Do I have interest in? Yes, I do have a vested interest in it. 100%. I want every one of you guys to sell something. Resale or new. I don't care how we do it, but we will provide you these contacts and these projects. But start doing it. Start doing, get out, talk to people, pass it.